Finally, I'd like to conclude with a rescue recovery operation that happened more recently. I was talking to Mr. Gillespie there recently. He knows where this place is. It's in a little lake. Lake Ellery is a small lake in southwest and approximately 10k inland from Jackson's Bay. And it's you look just from the road up the Jackson River. It's about 1 to 2k trip up the creek, the outlet of the Lake Ellery, and then you're into the open lake. And these blokes have gone up there for a couple of days fishing and shooting. No, 1 day. That's right. That was the interesting thing about it. They were going up for a day's fishing and shooting up at Lake Ellery, and on the way back, there's Lake Ellery. On the way back, you can see the down there is where we launched the boat from. Just see where it says Google Earth. Just put to the laser there. Yeah, there. And they went up the river to the mouth of the Ellery, and then we're up the top end of the lake. On the way back, there was a bit of a chop on the river, on the lake, I mean, and the jet boat started porpoising. It's just slopping up and down. And what you can do with most boats, jet boats are not very good. Most jet boats don't have a trim lever. You can trim the boat out so that it travels nice and smoothly. So what you normally do is you move the weight forward or back to get it to go more smoothly. But this little boat, it was really quite a flash boat, and it was owned by this bloke who was 79 years old and from Wanaka. He had all the whistles and bells on it, and he had a little hydraulic toggle on it that you could hydraulic the reverse gate or hydraulic the trim. He had two levers. You could do one lever for the reverse and one lever for the trim. Most jet boats have a lever you just pull back and you can put it into reverse. Well, this one had had two hydraulic toggles. And as they were going up and down over the waves, he went to trim his boat, but got the controls mixed up and slapped it into reverse. And they leapt up over a wave and into the next wave and full reverse. And in like 1 second, it was from going down the lake, all of a sudden they were swimming. But the other interesting thing about the boat was that it was because it had been built by this bloke who was sort of a bit older than me, and he had most jet boats have got a closed-in cockpit back to the windscreen. This one had a walk-through alleyway, so it was an open cockpit. So that meant that less agile people, you could walk up, you could boat up to a jetty, put the nose into the boat, and you sit down into it, and then walk through an alleyway, and then back into the seats behind the driver. So because it had this open cockpit, when it leapt up over the waves and into the next wave, the water slopped up over, and whereas on most jet boats it would just splash off from the bonnet, it actually filled the bonnet, and that's why it went down so quickly. And of course, they were then, 200 metres from shore, and they had all of a sudden, what popped up beside them was a little penguin. I'll get the right word, penguin light. The pelican lights, the plastic pelican lights. Dolphin light. I knew it was one of those, a dolphin or a penguin or a pelican. A dolphin light, and they used that they grabbed hold of that and they swam to shore. But the problem then was that when they got to shore, this is getting close to dark. The shores of the lake were really quite steep and almost impossible to walk around, particularly for blokes of their seniority. And they were stuck there, hovering, huddling together with each other, and just trying to spend the night there. Meanwhile, back at camp, family and friends were saying they should be just about back by now. Excuse me. They had no idea where they'd gone. They thought they were going up the Ellery, then they thought they were going up what they call the Jackson River. So they then started a search and found the car park and the car and trailer in the car park, and presumed that they'd gone up the Ellery. So one of their friends, started walking up a wee track alongside outlet to the lake, and when he got up to where it opened up into the lake, the two people that had come out of the boat looked across and saw the lights flashing as they were walking up the crack, and they had enough light left in their pelican light, dolphin light, to do SOS, and their friends spotted it, and gee, something's happened. Maybe the boat's run out of gas, or they're parked up there. So they then instigated a recovery or a rescue, and one of their friends in the middle of the night, about 2 o'clock in the morning, finally got to them, and they were on their last legs by then. They were really, really cold and freezing, shivering, and got them out. Well, the next phase then was, that was all part of it, but we were then asked to see if we could recover the boat. They knew, they said they'd swum about 200 metres from shore, and where they ended up. So we knew roughly where it was, and a bloke called Bruce Lyons, he's from Nelson. He's got the Diving Services New Zealand Limited here. He engaged us to use our boat to use as a tender and a boat to try and recover, see if we could find this boat. And we used echo sound and a thing called it's an underwater drone called a Rove. It had lights on it and a little scissors action thing like this that could actually get out and pick up stuff. That we started this looking up and down the river, and we would get hot spots on the echo sounder, and then send the Rove down and have a little look and see. No, in fact, we found a house bus. Because we thought we were onto it for a while, but it was. Then we found out later on that house bus that sunk many years ago when somebody else had doing much the same thing, lost it. And so we found lots of stumps, no boat, and then as a last resort, we started working our way closer and closer to shore. And finally we saw a glint of silver in the Rove, and sure enough, there was the boat. But it was only 100 metres offshore. They felt that swam about 200 metres. So we're really sort of basing a lot of our search pattern on their experience, which was really, we should have probably factored in the maybe exaggeration part. But when we found it, it was in 50 metres of water. And that's just a little bit too deep for anything, but it's too deep for compressed air diving. You need mixed gas diving, and we weren't geared up for that. So Bruce sent his little wee Rove down and searched around. You could see it on the camera. It was really quite a neat wee machine. You could see the thing on the screen, and he went up to the front of the boat and he said, "That bow rope, I reckon that's, if we could just clip that." And he picked it up with the scissors of the Rove, and then we just gradually lifted it up off the shore. Fortunately, the rope was about 20 metres long. So we went, right, 20 metres, and it's 50 metres of water, 30 metres, we can do it if we do about 5. So then we got the young bloke who was with us, dived down the electric cable of the Rove, following it down until there it was, and he tied our rope onto that bow rope, and then up we came, right, we've got it. So then we hooked it onto our jet boat and sledged it back in towards shore, and from there we used, Bruce bought this new power saw winch. He'd been dying to try it. He said, "I'm going to use it even if we could pull it up onto the bank with the boat, with our jet boat, I want to use this thing to pull it up the rest of the way." And that's what we did. And sure enough, we got it back. So what we'll do, if you can bear with me, we'll just run the wee video of our it's in a video sequence, and just it doesn't take very long, and you'll see what I mean about the bow of the boat being this channel coming through that sort of was really, it's great for getting on and off the boat, but not really great for a waterproof boat, a weatherproof boat. That's our boat. That's at the mouth of the Lake Ellery, which you know pretty well. Can you see all right there? Sorry.
Lake Ellery salvage.
It's Bruce.
this time we're going to get her out of the lake. Beautiful spot. Just a small jet boat that Calamus and ended up in 45 metres somewhere in the lake. So we found it, put a line on it.
This is our boat going up the Ellery outlet. Lovely area, just beautiful. Can you see all right there on my blocking view? Just like the Arnold River on a miniature scale. Then it opens up out into the lake. And that's the wee echo sound that we used to pick up the hot spots, and then we would send the rove down to check them out. Now we've found it and hooked onto the boat. We've abbreviated it a bit just to keep time ticking away. But we've now hooked onto it. And it was only, as you can see, only about 100 metres offshore. There's his power saw. He really wanted to use that winch. Look at that. Not a mark on it. But you can see the front part, see how the bows. Most boats would have that covered in. And see that wee gateway, that's how you used to walk through to the seats at the back. So you can see that it would sink in a twinkling of an eye, really, with that filled. You can see the sides of the lake were quite steep. It was really too hard for the older blokes to walk out. And then we pumped it all out, towed it back. Back down the outlet. Back to the car park. And when Bruce delivered it back to the old bloke in Wanaka, it was his 80th birthday, and he was really, really pleased. Oh, and his 80th birthday. There it is. It was one of those nice outcomes, really. Just a couple of. I just want to conclude by. I just want to thank the group for the donation, the wonderful donation you made to our mineral fund in Westport. We've had a lot of problems with the river, and there's still a bit of water to go under the bridge yet. That's how we're going to solve the problem. But there's a lot of badly affected and traumatised families in Westport, and we just have to be bold and ensure action and it's not delayed. And once again, on behalf of them, thank you very much for your kind donation, and it was really, really appreciated. For more than just the money, but knowing that you guys, you people, are already still got coasters at heart, and know that they're not alone. Thank you very much.